RealAgriculture.com's coverage of Agritechnica 2023 in Hanover, Germany is brought to you by Optimum Glide, a new canola trait technology from Corteva Agriscience. Shaun Haney here with RealAgriculture.com at Agritechnica 2023 in Hanover, Germany, brought to you by Optimum Glide and Corteva Agriscience. We're right now are in the Redekop booth. We're joined by Trevor. Trevor, how's it going?
It's excellent. Thanks for coming by the booth.
Now, you've been coming to Agritechnica for quite some time.
Yep.
Why is Redekop here at this show?
Well, the European market's become pretty important for us. We started coming around 2015, 2017, and we were just introducing a straw chopper at that time for the European market. So it was a good time to kind of learn about the market. I mean, this show's like no other show I've ever been to, as you have now witnessed yourself over the many times you've been here. But you know, you get to meet so many different contacts and you understand European agriculture, which is very important to do if you're going to bring a product to this market. You know, you can assume a lot from one side of the ocean, but you have to come here to learn it. So for your product, how different is it when you compare like Eastern Europe, Western Europe, North America? Like, are there differences in terms of product development? Yeah, absolutely. You know, the product that we're here kind of mostly promoting right now is the seed control unit, which is a device that mounts to the combine and controls weed seeds that come out the back of the combine. The testing that we would do, say, in Australia, where you have crops that, I talked to one of our customers today, he had like a 1 ton per hectare yield, you know, which is ridiculously low. You talk to a guy here who had a 15 ton per hectare crop, you know, so completely different crop conditions. Higher moisture, higher yields, more straw material here. So you need to figure out how your product has to be adapted to that market. So you're going to have to process a lot more material, probably do it under a wider range of soil or crop conditions, higher moisture. Maybe they do it a little more green straw. So once we learn what we need to do, then we can kind of start testing and developing it for those markets. So yeah, Europe to, say, Australia, extremely different. Canada, which is where our home base is, we can find kind of a pretty good range there from low yield dry crops to the northern part of Saskatchewan where we get higher yield and some pretty green crops.
We've stopped at a number of different manufacturers. You know, we've looked at some of the combine technology, some of the header technology. Things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. How does that put pressure on you? Because you're at the back end of that machine, a lot more product having to be processed and dealt with.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, the drive is to get to these monster machines, you know, the X9, you know, now New Holland's got the CR11. So when you get that kind of capacity, like, so let's just talk about the X9. So when we partnered with John Deere to develop our seed control unit with them back in 2017. And as they were telling us what the new capacity, they're saying, well, it's going to be about 30% more than what we were doing on the S-Series. So can you handle that with the mill system to kill these much weeds? And we're like, well, we don't know. So we got to start testing that. And so, yeah, the good news is it does work. But, yeah, we have had to adapt all of our kind of thinking and developing to match that. You know, Honeybee, for example, has a 60-foot header that they launched in Australia. And their customer called us and said, hey, your straw chopper now needs to spread 60 feet because I'm cutting 60 feet. So we're like, okay, so we had to develop adaptation kits for that straw chopper to get that to spread 60 feet. So we were able to do that. You know, one of the benefits of being a small company is we can adapt pretty quickly. We don't have a 5-year development cycle like a New Holland or John Deere would have. But it's still a challenge because we got to come up with solutions.
Yeah, without sharing too many secrets, what are some of your challenges going forward in terms of product development and innovation? Where do you see Redekop and some of the products that you market around the world? Where do you see them going?
Yeah, that's a great question because we're trying to expand now into South America. You know, we're doing more and more work in Europe, and every market brings with it a number of challenges because the combines seem like they're standard to the average eye, but it's the little subtle differences of the drives, the residue configuration that cause us problems. And as a small company, the benefit is we can adapt quickly. The problem is we don't have a lot of people to throw at the challenge. So, you know, if we're going to throw this into the Brazilian and Argentinian market, which is kind of next on our horizon, we have to do a whole bunch of research to understand all the different configurations of those combines for that market, make the adaptation kits, make all the changes to our product so that we have success out of the gate. Because there's nothing worse than launching the product, selling 5 or 6 units, all of them failing because of some simple thing like a drive that wasn't compatible. So that's our biggest challenge, is doing all the adaptation that we need to do for the different markets that we're selling in.
Well, great to chat with you here. Congratulations on a successful show. The booth, we had to wait for a while. The booth has been really, really hopping. So we really appreciate you making the time for us. All the best to you here at the show.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.